Alright. Hello. Chainsaw Man chapter 159 just dropped, and we are going to talk about it. So, the title of the chapter is Attack on Samurai, and this could be a reference to the first two chapters of Attack on Titan, where the Colossal Titan burst through the wall, like how the Katana Man did here. But it could also just be the translator taking a creative liberty on doing a little reference, because in the Japanese title, it's just Attack Samurai, Attack O Samurai. So it's not clear if this is a deliberate reference. But anyways, back into the chapter. So Haruka tells the other two, Kobeni's brother and Seigi, that they don't have to go with them to see Chainsaw Man. And Kobeni's brother agrees, he's just trying to look for an exit. But Seigi gives less of an explanation. He doesn't have anywhere to go, which is a little suspicious, to say the least. But anyways, Kobeni's brother sees a door. And remember, in this series, doors are evil. So he takes a peek through the window of the door, and it's a asylum full of people that turn into chainsaws. And this is a little brings up a couple questions, this room, because first you have to wonder why, like, first off, it's like, if is the room even enough to hold them, because they have active working chainsaws on their heads and arms. So is a door with pads, a room with a door and a pad, like a bunch of pads, going to be able to hold them? And two is that, why isn't any of them attacking each other? But anyways, this Devil Hunter, we saw him from a couple chapters ago about how he's going to kill Chainsaw Man if he tries to escape. He shows up, teleports in, and starts monologuing. And here I'm actually going to go on a side tangent about how Fujimoto introduces his villains. So, and at this point, we kind of have a recognizable pattern. So first, he makes them like really casually enters the scene. Usually, you don't see them come, so it's almost like a pseudo teleportation. So you see them sneak up on the main characters, doing something casual. And number two, they start monologuing. They starts talking about something very random, something completely out of the blue. So in this example, Katana Man starts talking about ramen and classism. And then step three, they starts attacking. And we can see this repetition in other examples, like in Baron, around 10-ish chapters back. He pulls up on Denji, he starts monologuing, and then he attacks with the chainsaw people. And here we see something similar in this Devil Hunter. He pulls up, he starts monologuing about his wife, and then he doesn't attack himself, but he buys time for Katana Man to attack. But anyways, he does bring up a good question as to why these three guys didn't turn into chainsaws despite being the higher ups of the Chainsaw Man cult. So, and we'll get into those. So in the case of Kobeni's brother, we we can kind of extrapolate that he didn't really join Chainsaw Man Church for like the to worship Chainsaw Man entirely. A lot of it is that he joined to have a community because when if you remember when Denji was having a tour of the church, he is the one that brought up all the selling points of marriage and finding a lover and whatnot. So he doesn't seem to be all that into the cult. And if we remember from Kobeni in part one, her home life is pretty terrible. She hates her parents, and her parents hate her. So their family isn't that great. And they probably joined for a new set of family and friends and whatnot. As for Haruka, he's harder to decipher, but from what I've kind of got from him, while he does worship Chainsaw Man for him is more like a symbol of change more than the person itself. Because if you look at some of the stuff he says, he has been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes as far as societal change and like organizing different things. So for him, I think Chainsaw Man is more like a symbol of revolution rather than just like a hero to look up to. And as for Seigi, he's just very suspicious. There's really nothing else to say about him. But anyways, the Devil Hunter, he starts monologuing about him and his wife and how she turned into a chainsaw. And he starts doing the why me, why I've never done anything wrong, is there no God and whatnot spiel, which gets Asa going to engage with him because she has a lot of thoughts about morality and luck because her own experiences is she is a pretty unlucky person and she does try to think highly of herself and her morality. So, but the Devil Hunter replied by saying that he had an affair with a woman in the office, which is a bait, easy bait for Asa to engage with, because Asa, she's pretty big on morality and ethics. And of course, like the pure love and whatnot, because she was repulsed by Chainsaw Man and Denji's lust for women. Maybe not Denji, but Chainsaw Man, because her perspective of Denji is actually relatively positive until she got ghosted, or at least she thought she did. But this is a pretty obvious bait. So Yoru recognizes that, and then she kicks Fami out of the way so that they can dodge Katana Man's Kool-Aid Man entrance. The Guillotine Devil reverts back to the little chess emblem, and Asa kicks Fami again out of the way to dodge the Nail Devil's hammer. And she has to dropkick her because her having one arm is difficult to move Fami. Okay, so that's about the end of the chapter. Bu, 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 bu. So back to the start and the beginning and the end. We have the editor's commentary, which isn't very perceptive. I might just stop doing these entirely because they haven't really added too much to the story. It depends from like series to series. Like in Jujutsu Kaisen, sometimes they might add some relevant insights, but in Chainsaw Man, not really. So we'll see. But good news, next chapter comes next week, which is pretty cool. We haven't had a break in a couple of weeks now. So Fujimoto has been doing work the past couple of months. And yeah, that's it from me. I'll try to stream around this time again next week, but no guarantees because I do have work. I'll try to use my lunch break or something for this. But that will be the end of the stream. I'll see you all next week.